Did you know that the Rolling Stones, one of the most iconic rock bands in history, have been rocking stages for over 6 decades, through breakups, scandals, deaths, and reinventions? From smoky London clubs in the 1960s to sold-out stadiums well into their 80s, the Stones were never just a band, they were a movement. But behind the swagger, guitars, and legendary tours lies a more somber story, one filled with untimely deaths, quiet funerals, and the fading lights of rock and roll royalty. If you're a fan of the Rolling Stones or just discovering the band, don't forget to like this video and drop a comment with your favorite Rolling Stones member or song. The Rolling Stones were formed in 1962, born out of the British blues boom when Mick Jagger, Keith Richards, and Brian Jones, 3 young men obsessed with American rhythm and blues, joined forces in London. Soon joined by Charlie Watts on drums and Bill Wyman on bass, the group built its name on hard-driving R&B covers before finding their own gritty voice with early hits like I Can't Get No Satisfaction, Paint It Black, Get Off of My Cloud, and Jumpin' Jack Flash. Their sound was rebellious, raw, and electrifying, and by the late 1960s, the Stones had become a cultural force, second only to the Beatles. But unlike the Fab Four, the Stones kept going, decade after decade, despite the deaths of some of their most pivotal members. Today, the Rolling Stones live on through Mick Jagger, Keith Richards, and Ronnie Wood, who joined in 1975 after guitarist Mick Taylor's departure. Mick, the band's iconic frontman, continues to strut across stages well into his 80s, defying age and expectations. Keith, ever the outlaw, still rips on the guitar with his trademark smirk. Ronnie, though a newcomer by Stones standards, has now been with the band for nearly 50 years. Bassist Bill Wyman, though still alive, left the band in 1993 after more than 30 years. His signature bass lines helped drive hits like Miss You and Emotional Rescue. Now retired from touring, Wyman has battled health issues in recent years but remains proud of his legacy. Despite the losses, the group keeps rolling. In 2023, they released Hackney Diamonds, their first studio album of new material in nearly 2 decades, a testament to their unwillingness to fade into nostalgia. Even without Charlie Watts behind the kit, the Stones tour on, proving that rock and roll isn't just music, it's muscle memory, survival, and spirit. The first major loss came early, and it was a tragic one. Brian Jones, the band's founder and original lead guitarist, was born in 1942 and was known for his multi-instrumental brilliance. From the sitar on Paint It Black to the marimba on Under My Thumb, Brian helped shape the Stones' unique sound. But his drug use, mental health struggles, and internal tensions led to his firing from the band in June 1969. Just a month later, on July 3, 1969, Brian was found dead at age 27 in the swimming pool of his home in East Sussex, England. His official cause of death was death by misadventure, linked to alcohol and drugs. Jones was buried at Cheltenham Cemetery in Gloucestershire. To this day, fans visit his grave to pay respects to the genius who helped start it all, and whose flame burned out far too soon. The next devastating blow came decades later with the death of Charlie Watts, the band's drummer and quiet backbone. Born in 1941, Charlie was known for his jazz-influenced style, impeccable timing, and low-key demeanor, the calm center of the Stones' chaos. He played on every major Stones album from 1963 to 2019 and was often hailed as one of the greatest rock drummers of all time. In August 2021, Charlie underwent a medical procedure and pulled out of the band's tour. A few weeks later, on August 24, he died in a London hospital at the age of 80, surrounded by family. The cause was not officially disclosed but was linked to complications from cancer. Charlie was laid to rest in a private ceremony, and the band cancelled promotional appearances in mourning. His death shook fans worldwide. After all, how could the Stones roll without their heartbeat? Another name, less familiar to the mainstream but deeply rooted in the band's early rhythm section, was Ian Stewart. Often called the Sixth Stone, Stewart was a co-founder and pianist who was dropped from the official lineup in 1963 for not fitting the image. Still, he stayed on as their road manager and session keyboardist, playing on many classics like Brown Sugar and Let It Bleed. Stewart died suddenly of a heart attack on December 12, 1985, at just 47 years old, in London. He was cremated, and his ashes were reportedly spread in Scotland. Though rarely in the spotlight, Stewart was beloved by the band, and when he died, Keith Richards said, He was the glue that held us together. Few fans know about Carlo Little, an early British rock pioneer and one of the drummers who briefly played with the Stones in their earliest club gigs in 1962. A wild man behind the kit, Little had also played with Screaming Lord Sutch and gave lessons to Keith Moon of The Who. Though he never officially joined the Stones, his pounding drumming style shaped their early blues covers before Charlie Watts came aboard. Carlo Little died on August 6, 2005, at the age of 66, after battling lung cancer. He was laid to rest in Surrey, England, remembered by insiders but largely forgotten by mainstream fans. From Brian Jones' visionary beginnings, Ian Stewart's unshakable loyalty, to Charlie Watts' heartbeat behind the hits, the Rolling Stones have paid a heavy price to keep their legacy alive. Their music has outlasted critics, eras, and even death itself. So what's your favorite Stones song? Let us know in the comments, hit like, and subscribe for more stories from the front lines of music history.